Hi guys! Today I'm going to be doing another pick a card reading, and I'm choosing a very specific topic now, one that I wanted to do for a while, but I guess I was worried about how it would turn out. The camera's chopping my head off, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to do this topic for a while because it's important to me as someone with moon in the 8th house. So the topic I'm doing this on is basically just reading into the energies of your own lunar cycles, like your period cycles, just your energy cycles. So this can apply if you're a man as well, but I am going to be referring to period cycles a lot. And I think this is way more important than we realize as women. It's basically the way we process our feelings and the way we regulate our inner emotional waters. So it's quite important, and each time of month is going to affect your mood in a different way. And I feel like this is a topic not a lot of readers have done, probably for the same reason I didn't do it yet, because I didn't want to offend anyone or anything, but that's stupid. This is a natural thing, and it's beautiful as well. So I've done a similar reading, what is your lunar nature? So what is your moon nature, your moon sign in a sense? Not your moon sign, but what is how is your moon working for you? And this is a similar thing, your cycles and stuff are linked up with the moon, but this is more focusing specifically on your cycles. And again, this can work if you're a man as well. So it's it might not be as relatable. I mean, it can be still, because you still have energy cycles, just not it's not as strong part of your consciousness as much as it is for women, or people who identify as feminine energies. Okay, here's my shuffling. I'm doing a lot more of these cards this time, because these cards to me, they're very witchy and wild, and I think it resonates with the feminine aspect of reality a lot. They resonated with me a lot as well, and I think that's as important as a reader, for the cards and stuff to resonate. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. Now we've got a lot of these. How many piles shall we do? Maybe... What if we did 8? Since 8, it's the 8th day today. My birthday is on the 8th. My moon is in the 8th house. The 8th house is related to cycles, since the number 8 is a never-ending loop, so it relates to cycles of all kinds. That could be trippy. Okay, let's try 8. I hope I don't end up rushing them. Oh god, because it's so many piles, but... Just 2 more. Damn. I'm using most of the deck. This is group 1. This is group 2, this is group 3, this is group 4, this is group 5, this is group 6, group 7, and group 8. Okay, so pick the card that you feel drawn to, or the group that you feel drawn to, and click onto the timestamp. Okay, gonna need to put these all to the side now without messing up the order. So, you know what? No, I will just leave them there. No, that's weird. Oh, I didn't think this through. You know what? Yeah, we'll just move it to the side, but keep it in the same formation. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to waste you guys' time worrying about how I position the decks, the thingies. Okay. Yes, yes. I've mastered it. Professional, I know. Okay. For you guys, we've got innocence, divination, shine, magic, and luxury. Okay, so what I first got is the innocence of your cycle, as in like the innocent state of you and your cycle means that you have very good magical abilities, if that makes sense. Like and the stages of your cycle very much govern what kind of mood you're in. Like, so with shine and then magic and divination are both related to, like, to me, they don't always have to relate to that, but to me it just makes me think of someone a little bit more introverted who's introspective and wise and a bit within. Then we've got the shine and the luxury and the innocence card, and those ones are more about like being a bit more out there, being a bit more materialistic, and I feel like these are two different like strong aspects of you that come out during different stages of your cycle. I feel like the more divination and magic one comes out especially during your like period, which is the time that you let go of all your inhibitions, because we're like literally releasing stuff from our body. And yeah, that's kind of, you get into this mood where you are a lot more intuitive and you might be a little bit more within yourself. You might be the kind of person to get a little bit more grouchy or introspective, at least. Like, you'll be more introspective and thinking more deeply about things than you would have before then. Then with shine and luxury, during other stages of your cycle, you are probably more focused on material things. And that's cool too. Especially with the red colors in these cards. Red is materialistic, it being a very base color, the base color in the chakra system as well. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from you guys. I know this is short, but like I'm trying to keep them more short. So yes, and a message I'm really getting for you is remember to sync up with these things, like sync up these two sides of yourself. So make sure when you go into that more divination oriented and magical side of you don't forget about the other side, and vice versa. And with innocence, I feel like you are really someone, so innocence is a very like Taurus, Venusian energy, Libra as well, but it specifically has the Taurus sign here. I feel like this is saying like you need a lot of luxury and Taurus related things like beauty, nice things like essential oils and stuff to feel positive in your mood. With the innocence card, I feel like spending time in nature, first of all, is very good for you and for balancing your cycle. It's good for everyone, but like it might be something that helps you more than most people. Like it might be that thing you need to instantly get it in balance. And with innocence and plus with divination and magic and shine and luxury, like this is all very beautiful stuff, but I feel like the message I got was stay in touch with the innocence of your cycle. So like the fact that your cycle is something so innocent and like you can't really control it, it's not something we can really change. I mean, like, yes, with technology we can mess with it with contraceptives and stuff like that, but it's just a very pure and natural thing, and you should stay in touch with that. And the more you stay in touch with it and honor it and like just let it be, the more your divination and magical skills and ability to shine will come through. And yes, also treat yourself to really nice material things is what I'm getting. Like, there's no shame in that, and don't get like attached to it, but you know what I mean. Like me burning incense, this is a spiritual thing, but I also just love incense. It smells nice. And same with candles. Candles are a spiritual thing, but it's also just something I really like. It's something that's like spiritual and ritualistic and physically, materially nice. Same with this salt lamp, Himalayan salt lamp, all same stuff. Same with this bubble tea. It doesn't make you any less of a spiritual person to enjoy these things, just don't be attached. Especially, something people don't know is women, we have an interesting energy about us in that we are more spiritual, but we are also embodying the material, physical side of reality in that we literally create physical matter, babies. And we are very connected to the physical. Like, we very much, like, for example, we get emotionally upset when, like, our physical surroundings aren't, like, good, and those kind of things. So honor that natural connection that you have. And yes. Oh yeah, I'm also getting, it can be a very positive and helpful magical ritual for you to, like, basically let go of things. Like, I did this thing the other day where I wrote down my feelings and put it in a fire and burnt it all away, and it really helped. You might have to do the thing multiple times if you're trying to get rid of something specific, but I'm getting it'll be something really helpful for you guys about anything that's troubling you, really. Oh yes, I said I would pull more cards. Let me just... Okay. Ooh, the Union of Hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. Okay, so this card to me, it's like, yes, love with a soulmate, but it's also about getting in touch with yourself and, like, the love of the earth that we innately have, especially because they are both, like, their bodies are intertwined with the earth. Like, they are basically a mountain. And I think that's just touching more on what I've already said. I mean, you guys have a very innate connection to the earth and nature, and you need to nourish it. Let me see what else. Oh, 3 of Fire. Okay, so this is about action, and it's also about walking away from what doesn't serve you anymore. And that's kind of what I was getting from the Magic card. And it's basically why I started talking about the burning away your feelings thing. So yes, you guys need to walk away from what doesn't serve you anymore, and I think it'll help get your natural rhythms back in place so that you can be your best self and really, like, own those abilities of yours, because I feel like you guys have natural divination and magical abilities, just like it says here. Okay, I hope that helped you guys and kind of got an idea of how your cycle works or confirms some things for you. Thank you for watching. Alright, group number 2, let's start. Ooh, faith, strength, and wisdom. Okay, this creaky ass chair. Alright, so with faith, I feel like you guys are very, like, this person looks very, like, they kind of, like, they're very idealistic, they're looking into the future and they're hoping for good things, or they know there'll be something good, or there'll be something to salvage that will be positive and something they can work with. And with strength and wisdom, alright. Okay, I feel like you guys are very humanitarian people, like you really care about the good of the world, and especially, like, trees comes to mind, because this looks like a tree here. I don't know, maybe you just like trees, man. Okay, so with faith and strength, to me those are both very similar things. If you're someone full of faith, you're someone full of strength, because faith is about holding strong no matter what life throws at you, because you know there will be something, not necessarily something better, but there will be something in the future. It's never gonna be just nothingness or darkness or anything. It might feel that way sometimes, but it will never be. And I think maybe I'm saying this because this might be a message to you, like, your cycle can be, like, a little bit very, it can be with strength. Again, strength is very, like, strong. So your cycle might be very strong in the sense that the dark parts are very dark and the light parts are very light. So you need to keep that faith, you know. What does it say here? It says words on here. So, and the angel said, unto her thou shalt give birth to the son. Ooh. Thou shalt give birth to the son. Interesting. Okay. Well, if you're having a baby, you're going to have a very cheery baby. That's something. But, which is beautiful. I think this is saying that you guys, when you really, if you really can get over this, I feel like it's this heaviness of yours. because, like, you know, you have a lot of ups and downs and things like that. You can really give birth to the sun metaphorically, even physically, if that's what you're looking for, but be the bringer of light, if that makes sense. Like, give birth to the light in like your life, your own life, most importantly, and other people's life. Like, it'll rub off on other people. Of course, it all starts with you, but yeah. And I feel like despite these ups and downs with the strength card, you don't really talk about it that much. Again, you're very humanitarian. Like, you don't really want to say too much. You're very humble is what I think I'm getting at. So yeah, I think you definitely need to, like, talk about your feelings more. I feel it might help you. And with wisdom, I feel like it's saying here that you guys have a very natural wisdom about you, and your cycle, like, brings around that wisdom, but also it can affect your sense of wisdom. Like, sometimes you might make silly or just less than desirable decisions at some points, but at other points you can be like some kind of yogi, you know? Well, you know, that was an exaggeration, but maybe. So yeah, just I feel like faith is the most important one here. Let's see. Oh, okay, we have the Two of Water. This card is about intimacy. As you can see, it's like this dude nestled in this girl's boobies. It's very cute. I love this card. And yeah, it's very loving. So I feel like you guys really need to connect with people more, for sure. Like, two, you share with another person. You share with others, you know? Like, you don't have to carry it all out on your own. And I feel like a lot of your faith comes from the support of other people. So if you don't have other people's support around, you can feel quite like you're descending into some kind of spiral of darkness, you know? So make sure you cherish your loved ones and make sure you lean on them a little bit. Yes, you handle so much alone. And again, like, you're giving birth to the sun. That's the kind of person you are. So you do a lot. And also, I feel like let yourself, like, I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit. And I think it's because your power lies in these more womanly, feminine things, like giving birth to the sun rather than being the sun, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sure you're very sun-like and happy too. Well, to a degree, it does feel like you're more, like, you know, chill. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is your power lies in the feminine aspect of reality, which is creation, just as most females' power lies in. And that is a very powerful and beautiful thing, but it doesn't look as, like, in this society, it doesn't look as memorable or noticeable as, you know, the power of the masculine energy, which is being the sun. Like, heck no, you're giving birth to the sun. Honor yourself for this. And yeah, I also feel like you're very nurturing to the people around you. Like, there's this stuff about giving birth. There's the humanitarian aspect I picked up on. And in this card, it feels just very nurturing. Like, it reminds me of the sign of Cancer and even the symbol, how it's like that, almost like a yin and yang symbol. Like, it's just about being nestled within one another. And I feel like that's how you are. You just need to open up more and rely on others. Let me just get one more of these. Oh, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Okay, yeah. So, like, again, I feel like there's that I don't feel like it's self-doubt. You know what you're capable of, but it's more like just playing yourself down when you can do so much more. You give birth to the sun. I don't know, like, keep thinking about what that means for you, because I could interpret it in many ways, but it might mean something specific to you. I don't know, but you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Beautiful. Alright, okay, so that's you guys'. Very strong people, very cool people. Now, group 3. Sorry I'm not dressed when it's flattering. I just kind of got up today and I was wearing this and... okay. I didn't wake up wearing this. I mean, I went out to the shops and was wearing this, and it's cold, and to be frank, I don't care. I'm here to give you readings and connect with you, I'm not in the fashion parade last time I checked. Anyway, clarity. So you guys, clarity, contemplation. Both clarity and contemplation to me are about the thought space. And purity. Wow, clarity, purity, contemplation. Okay, so you guys are thinkers, but you have an ability to clear out your thoughts. And, okay. Fascinating. Alright, so this could be representing like the stages of your cycle, like each card is another stage, because they all seem to be kind of linked together. Clarity, contemplation, purity. So it's like maybe in the first part of your cycle, wherever you deem that to be, you have clarity. I think that might be during the period, like you have clarity. Or if you're a man, just think of it as like, just, I don't know, maybe when the new moon happens or the full moon, whatever. Just whatever means whatever to you. So the first part, you have clarity. You have this clarity about you. You feel at ease. You feel like you know. Then in the second part of your cycle of whatever, whatever it means to you, you contemplate. You contemplate things, you contemplate the clarity you've gotten, and you contemplate the meaning of life, and you write and you draw. She's writing and drawing here. Then in the last part of your cycle, you have this state of purity, where it's almost like you kind of like, you take everything you figured out and everything you've kind of discovered from your moments of clarity and then contemplation, and you just kind of let it be. Like, I don't think you let it go necessarily, but with purity, it's like you just kind of let it be. You just be pure. You don't let it affect you or muddy up your energy. You just be in this state of purity. And I think this is really healthy. As for you guys' cycle, I feel like you also might go through phases of overthinking. And, okay, I'm getting something like random. You guys need to drink more water. That will help. Let me see. Okay, so I want to get more cards already with you guys. Oh, King of Earth. So this dude, King of Earth, he's like a symbol of, he's a king, so he's got highest status in the deck, king and queen. Well, technically they say king is like higher, but I feel like it's the same, just a different expression of the energy, if that makes sense. But the King of Earth, he's like very grounded, very stable, and I feel like he's grounded and stable in a way that lets him still have fun, and I feel like that's how you guys are, and you are slow and methodical in the way you do things, and I feel like you guys don't spend a lot of time talking to people, like especially because you're such thoughtful and insightful people. You don't spend a lot of time talking to people as much as you should, and I feel like talking to people a bit more might help like you to get in touch with your intuition more, because you're doing a lot of thinking and stuff, and that's wonderful, but I feel like you're not doing a lot of just letting things be and trusting it'll come to you. Which is okay too. There are many different ways to do things, but you need a balance of that contemplation and that just intuition, just trusting yourself. Okay, let's see from this. Oh, physical touch is important. That's interesting because the King of Earth is very physical, like Earth is about the physical realm. Then we've got like red in each of these cards, if you can see. Yeah, and red is the color of the physical realm, since it's a very base color, or the most base color in the chakra system. Okay, so physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Okay, so I feel like you guys you're needing someone around more often. Like, again, it feels like you don't talk to people enough because you're very just in your head, and not in your head, that makes it sound like you're like just your thoughts aren't wise or something. It's just you're within yourself a lot. And I feel like you benefit a lot from physical touch and just feeling held by people and having someone to follow. Otherwise you can get a little bit lost in this cycle of yours where you have this clarity, then you contemplate, then you are pure again, which, like, it doesn't sound exhausting because clarity's good, contemplation's good, purity's good, but I feel like you're getting very stuck in the sense of it's like, again, you're just not, like, I don't feel like you're really letting go in any of them. So yeah, keep in mind you guys really would benefit from more physical touch or just physical connection with people. Or physical connection with yourself, I feel. And I'm getting music, like you should listen to music a lot. It would really help you and to help you get in touch with your body a bit more because that really helps you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And with the purity card, I feel like purity is good, but this is just like, you know, it might not be for everyone, but I feel like some of you people might be ashamed of your, like, you know, cycle or cyclical nature. Like, there's a bit of uptightness here. This isn't for all of you, but if it resonates, you'll know. And I feel like, well, you need to get back in touch with your body. It explains all the getting back in touch with your body thing, because there's no reason to feel ashamed of it, and it helps you to be in touch. You know, it helps everyone. Okay, that was group 3. Okay, group 4. It was 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap dancing. Patience. Okay, that's a nice card off the bat. Patience is a very lovely quality to have when dealing with, well, anything really. Oh, intellect, also a very nice quality to have. Wishes. I like this card. Already I'm seeing, like, with intellect, wishes, and patience, it's like you're balanced in the sense that you're intellectual, but you also let yourself be a little bit more, like, free and like a child and just let wishes come true and believe in things. Ambition. Okay, interesting. Okay, so ambition kind of makes me see this clearer. So with patience and ambition and intellect and wishes, very, like, you know, wanting to pursue a goal. Like, you're very headstrong people in that sense. I feel like you guys, you really, wow, okay, you're very passionate and focused people. Like, when you have a goal, you have your eye on it, you just go for it. I'm picturing, like, some kind of movie, I don't know what movie it is, but, like, just a movie with one of those fancy business ladies. And they're still, like, feminine, but they have that businessy oomph about them, and that's cool. Not necessarily businessy, but, like, just ambitious. Like, they want what they want, and they know what they want, and I feel like that's you guys. And you work very hard, and your hard work reaps rewards with wishes. So, like, you know, there'll be a phase of your cycle where the rewards are coming, a phase where you're being patient, a phase where you're thinking, and a phase where you're just, like, you're actually actively going for it. Now, I feel like there is a lot of, like, energy of you guys with this whole energy. You often, like, go through your cycle and feel kind of exasperated in a sense, because it's like you feel good, but you feel a sense of purposeless in a sense, because it's like you're always setting yourself up for a goal, which is beautiful, but it's like, I feel like you need to hone in more on that patience aspect where you can, I think you just need to, like, let loose a bit more, you know, because I know you said you have, I said you have that balance of intellect and that childlike, just, you know, wishes thing, but I feel like you need to tap into that freeness a little bit more, because you're winding up feeling a little bit like a workhorse, you know, like, I feel like you're happy with what you do. You don't do things you don't want to do, but the problem isn't that you're not doing things you want to do. The problem is that you keep like doing things. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you just need time to contemplate, and something I'm getting is you really need time to open your third eye chakra, which will help you to contemplate more and just kind of be, you know, like when your third eye chakra is open, you're seeing visions, you're seeing colors, you don't have to be seeing it 24/7. Like, I know there was a phase where I was, and I was seeing auras everywhere, and it was lit, but it was so trippy, too trippy, so I tried to turn it down. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when your third eye is open, there is always something to contemplate, and that means every moment has some kind of fruit for you. You still need to stay grounded in your physical body, but I feel like you guys need to tap into that more imaginative aspect of reality, because you are very ambitious, as it says here. Wow, we have the Queen of Earth. We had the King of Earth in the pile before. So the Queen of Earth, just like the King of Earth. So basically she's representing a figure, a person who is very stable, reliable, practical, honest, hardworking, just like I picked up with all of you guys. And yes, I feel like what I'm getting is sorry, I say I feel like a lot. Apparently what you say while you're reading or getting intuitive things, like if it's I think or I feel like, it shows which like sense you're using the most. So I'm using psychic feeling a lot. I don't know. Okay, so I feel like you definitely need to take time for yourself as well. Like, I feel like your goals are self-motivated in the sense that you are honest and authentic and you do stuff you want, but I also feel like you know, deep down you do want to chill more. And you don't, but you should. And I know I'm some rander, but like, I personally give you permission to do so. Romance. Lavish the one you love with your personal attention and affection. No, I wasn't reading the card from this point of view. I just remember the card. Okay, so this is kind of just confirming what I was saying. Like, romance is a time where you're just like happy and you're like together and you're one with each other, and I feel like it doesn't have to be legit romance. It could be that like you guys are neglecting your romance and your more, you know, sexual aspect of yourself and your cycle because of this hardworking nature of yours. But I think I'll just read it as, still take that into consideration, but I'm also going to kind of take this as, you know, taking time to have fun. Like, romance in a sense is mindless fun, you know? Because it's like you love the person. That's not mindless, that's like, you know, you love them, that's a commitment, but the good feelings and stuff are just something you let flow. You don't stop that, you don't, you know, or you shouldn't stop that. If you're stopping that, don't do that. But yeah, just take time for yourself and take time to let your dreams and wishes and emotions flow through, because you work very hard and the people around you are, I want to say they are proud of you, but I feel like the thing is, you're someone who works very hard and people have gotten used to it. So the thing is, if you stop working hard, they might be like, you know, like you don't, they might be acting like you never did anything, if that makes sense, because they've gotten so used to you being working hard. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. So yeah, there might be that, and that could be why you're not letting loose and you're not like taking time to pursue your desires. Yeah, your desires rather than your ambitions, because those are, ideally they are synced up, but sometimes they are two different things. You know, you can desire going home and having a bath with, I don't know, roses and candles and all this pretty stuff. I think I want that. But ambition-wise, I mean, you don't want to do that because you have a goal of, I don't know, you want to get a new house and you don't want to mindlessly waste money on fancy products and stuff like that. So yeah, they don't always go hand in hand, and I feel like with you need to give in to those desires a bit more, because you already have this control and patience and resilience to get through it. Okay, so that was you guys, and I think this one wasn't so much related to your cycle, but I found so far reading about this with the ones I've done, it's not necessarily related to your cycle, or I don't necessarily need to talk about it in those terms, because your cycle is basically just your life. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a general energy reading. Okay, so group... Oh, okay, that was 4. This is 5. Group 5. Sorry. Protection. Intuition. Ooh, cool. Fertility. Inspiration. Okay, that's really cool considering like it's relating to your cycles and stuff. Alright, so with fertility and inspiration, you guys are very creative people. Fertility does not have to mean sexual fertility. It can, but really it's also creative fertility, like just creation and you being so wet like, you know, not necessarily physically but like emotionally you have such a, you know, let me explain this. Spiritually, our water in our body is our emotions. If you have a lot of water in your body, it means you are very fertile for seeds to be planted within you. Metaphorical seeds, really. So that means ideas and ambitions and things like that. And that means your water can help the seeds grow. So you guys are very fertile. And also, let me just add that this fertility and you having a lot of metaphorical fertility through the water in your body, it means the water in your body is balanced. It doesn't mean you have a lot, but you're drowning the seeds. You know what I mean? Now, with inspiration... Yes, I feel like you guys are, like, you're people who can... There's like a cup right next to her, and I feel like this is kind of saying that you guys are people who can turn, like, a random cup into something interesting, or you get inspired by the most mundane of random objects, or just events in life. With intuition, I feel like... So... Intuition and protection as well. Alright. Okay, so I feel like there's definitely a phase of your cycle where you get really protective and territorial, like in that very primal mama bear kind of way. I know I do sometimes. And that can be protective of yourself or your loved ones, but usually both. With intuition, I feel like, so, I mean, it goes without saying what this means, you are intuitive. Hello guys, sorry, there was a thing with the camera. Okay, let me get my drink out of the way. Okay, so as I was saying, you guys are very intuitive, and what I'm getting is, so I'm getting that you're very artistic, and I just want to make this connection. Intuition is often referred to as, like, as being connected to, or even being governed by your third eye chakra, which is, like, if you don't know what that is, that's an energy center in between your eyebrows, and it is purple in color, or indigo they say. And to me, the third eye is kind of like the eye we're using to look for that creative inspiration, especially because in our third eye we see, like when our third eye is open, you'll notice you are seeing colors, you see auras around objects, you see all this color and stuff. So it's like, rather than our physical eyes, we are using our third eye to see inspiration in the world. And I feel like this is you guys, like you have that artistic knack for seeing beauty in the world and getting inspired by things. Now, okay, with protection, I feel like you can be kind of defensive, like you really protect yourself, which is good, but I feel like there might be a bit of protection. And it's interesting because we've got protection, so like, you know, in the card she's got her arms crossed over her body, just like I showed you just then. And then in fertility it's the opposite. She's got her arms up like she's surrendering to the flow of life, and she is vulnerable. Like, you know, not like she's in danger, but she's vulnerable and open without, like, inhibition. So I feel like these are two aspects to you, maybe, like, sometimes you can be overly protective of yourself. Sometimes you can get very suspicious of other people and very, just, yeah, suspicious of other people. Then other times you can be a little bit too trusting and, you know, and you kind of swing between both a lot. And since protection is paired with intuition, in the sense that they're next to each other, and fertility is paired with inspiration, I feel like these are two major phases of your cycle. So there's one phase where you are in protection mode and using your intuition. And then there is one when you're in fertility, creative, social, excitable mode, and you're looking for inspiration everywhere. So I feel like this other group, I think was group 2 or something, you need to balance these two aspects of yourself that are very strong. Now, the only thing that is real is love. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of saying to stop being so defensive, because the only thing that is real is love. But I think it's also, since you guys are very, this is almost contradicting. It doesn't mean you're a contradiction, but I think it's also saying you are someone who sees things this way sometimes when you're in that more fertile point of your cycle where you're open. You might be born on a full moon like me, meaning that your sun and your moon are working oppositely. Okay, so, oh yeah, I'm also getting you have a really strong power to make things grow with the fertility card. So anything, feelings, plants, anything really. You have a lot of capabilities, and yeah. Also, you might be very much into fashion designing. It keeps working through my head. Oh yes, I pull one of these ones with the other ones. Oh, some fell. Let me just... Oh, of course, I'm not surprised, but beautiful. Queen of Water. Okay, so the Queen of Water is... So she's a queen, and she's the Queen of Water, so flowing, emotions, very bubbly and excited and just free, the way water flows. So, yes, and also very creative, because what did I say about with fertility you guys have bodies full of water? There must be a reason why I went on that tangent. You guys are the Queen of Water, so you may have a water sign in your chart, and I feel like you guys are the most positive group. No, they're all positive, but it feels like you've already got a sense of balance about your cycle, especially because you have protection, but you also have vulnerability, but it's more like you need to balance those two together. You know what I mean? You already have the balance of embodying both, but you need to learn to embody them both at the same time, instead of swinging between the two. Because I feel like in the protection stage, you are too suspicious and too negative. Sorry about that, someone has come in the house. And I feel like in the fertility stage, you are too vulnerable, too open, and too perhaps idealistic. And I feel like, so with the Queen of Water, there's the crab here. So this is representing all water signs, but the crab is Cancer, so you may have a Cancer placement. Or just, really just any water placement. And the moon is here as well, so this to me shows that your cycles and your sensitivity is very synced up with the moon, which is a good thing. Yeah, you guys are very gentle souls as well. And I feel like you're definitely the type to get moody when you're on your period. And that is cool. Just let it all out. Alright, so group 6. Good fortune, rebirth, solitude. Okay, so you like to be alone, and energy. Whoa, okay, this is cool. Okay, so you guys, I feel like, as far as your cycle goes, you're very, handy, witchy people. That's not explained very well, but you are good at working with the elements, and you are very crafty people. It feels like you always know what to do. Oh, there's a problem, oh, there's a roadblock, okay, I'll just conjure up some witchy potion, or I'll just do this, or I'll just do that. And with energy and solitude, you do this in a way that you are alone, you're not relying on other people. God, children, am I right? No. I love kids. Okay, so yes, you do this in a way that you are alone and true to your own practice. And with energy, you do it in a way that you're understanding energy. You might even do rituals and things syncing up with the moon, or you would benefit from it a lot. Now with over red, you are very territorial people, and I get the sense that you may be older than the other piles, or just you have a sense of maturity about you. It feels like you're very like, I don't know, this word sounds weird, but ripe. Like your energy and your soul and everything is very ripe and red, and like it's like you fully matured into your full abundance, and there's a lot of like independence about you while being wise and flowing and intuitive at the same time. Like you're independent without having to be hard-faced or, you know, a fighter in any sense of a word. You're just a very strong woman or a strong person. Now with good fortune, I feel like this is saying that there is more that comes to you, especially pertaining to the moon and your cycles, than you realize. You know, like more of it comes to you without you needing to do anything than you realize. So you're very natural, like, manifestors. And I think your groundedness and ability to stay in touch with reality brings this through. So, like, I think you love to manifest. Like, if you are into witchcraft and stuff, you are definitely someone who's making potions and things like that. Or again, should, because you're very good at it. But this is also saying that you don't realize how much comes to you just because you have a really nice energy, rather than, you know, you having to do something about it. You know? Like, I feel like sometimes you just make the potion or you do the thing to take charge of what it is you want, just because you like the feeling of independence, but not realizing that, or not, like, you know, not looking at the fact that you will probably get it anyway because you have a good energy. It doesn't mean you should stop doing the extra stuff, but like, yeah. And with solitude, yeah, just like very independent. Now rebirth, to me, I feel like rebirth is like saying that you're very, I feel like the reason you're staying on your own and staying, like, sticking to yourself rather than sticking to the pack. Like, I feel like you're very loyal as well, don't get me wrong, but you're kind of just like chill on your own as well. Now, the reason you're very good at this is because you are always renewing yourself, and you have a sense of control over your cycle, if that makes sense. Like, not that you're trying to not let it flow, but you have gained that feminine, like, wisdom and maturity, much like a witch, to kind of understand how it works. And now you are almost, again, not in control like you're stopping the flow, but in control in the sense that you know how things are, you know how things will affect you, and nothing's going to stop you in your tracks, you know? So, yeah. Now, rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take breaks. Okay, so I think that's like more on the fact that you're natural manifestors and you're wanting to do stuff all the time, but you don't realize how much comes to you without you needing to do anything. And it is okay for you to rest and just relax. And even with this like dude, I'm not sure if you can see, but kind of he's in the sky, like watching over her while this mermaid is sleeping. Or I don't think he's watching over her, but he's just like, you know, he's there. So even rely on someone else a little bit. Like, you don't lose your independence. I feel like that's awesome that you have it, but you know, you can turn to someone else, even a deity. Like, I feel like you guys would benefit a lot from working with deities, especially because you already have the potency of a deity, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, yeah, you're human, like you're in a physical body, but the groundedness of your energy and the power you have cultivated is much, like, it can be well matched to a deity. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Okay, we also have the eagle in the solitude card, so very perceptive. I think we already got that very from the fact that you're so witchy. And in the energy card, there is moon symbolism everywhere. So again, very in touch with your cycles, and plus your cycle affects your energy levels a lot, so you may feel really tired during one part or really alive during another part, and you should be mindful of that. Let me see. Ooh, okay. Oops, I like that. That felt nice. Okay, so this is the Seven of Earth. This is some dude kind of meditating. Is it a dude? No, who cares? Actually, yeah, looks like... Who cares? Anyway, someone meditating. He's in the ground, and he's on fire. And it's a pretty wild card. He's got all this nature growing out of him. I absolutely love it. I feel like this kind of goes with... Sorry, I do this with my nose a lot. I think apparently it's a thing that when like readers are reading and you're getting intuitive messages, your nose gets itchy. But I think it might be just because I'm talking a lot and the air's going through my nose. It could be worse. I don't know. Okay. I feel like this just goes with the energy card in that he's taking time to get in touch with his own energy and stuff like that. Like he's on his own, yet not alone, because he's in touch with nature and he's in touch with his own creative power. He doesn't feel less than or inadequate for not having people around him or not indulging in pleasures and stuff like that. He's chill with just sitting there and being him. And I feel like that's how you guys are. And with the tree growing out of his head, you guys have very ever-expanding and growing consciousness. So, like, you are independent and very solid, but you also don't stop learning. Like, it's okay. A good witch is always learning, you know? Though you already do have that maturity about you. So I feel like this is very good. Just keep in mind of your energy levels and... what's your eating habits comes to mind with this weird drink. I don't know why. Probably because like you have a very physical nature, and though you have spiritual power, you also have physical power, and your potency comes from your physical connection to your body. You know what I mean? So that means you need to be extra mindful of what you eat and how your body feels, because it's a strong asset of yours. Okay, this is group 7. Now, okay, we have love and luck. Wow, okay, that's a pretty straight up love and luck. Okay, so I feel like you guys are dreamers, your wishes, and you're someone who very much like dreams of and idealizes a lot of things. And I feel like, okay, I'm gonna need more cards for this. I don't know why I only have 2 in this one. Oh, okay, faith. You have a lot of faith. That fits. Idealism. And look at your pattern in relationships. Well, that goes in the love card. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. Alright, with this group, I feel like this is talking about... I feel like you can be a bit reliant on relationships and other people to fulfill your needs or fulfill your desires and that kind of thing. And, okay, I feel like... I'm feeling a sadness from you guys, like exasperated and sad. You might have like had someone, like a bit of heartbreak recently. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, I hate saying stuff like that because it doesn't sound genuine, but you know what I mean, I care. And I've felt that kind of thing too. But, yeah, it feels like you guys are very idealistic people, and you still have faith, but I feel like you've like been quite beaten down. And with look at your pattern in relationships, I feel like this is saying that people have affected you and your natural rhythms and cycle more than you know. Like, it's maybe less about you than you realize. Not that you think it's all about you, but you know what I mean. Like, if you're beating yourself up going like, oh, like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel so sad? Well, people haven't been the greatest to you. And that's cool. That's something to, you know, think about. I really feel like I haven't done this for any of the other ones, but I'm going to pull a Divine Feminine Oracle card for you. Okay. Sarada Devi, the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Okay, so don't judge yourself, and you are very loving. I think we already kind of established that, but like, I like the confirmation. Alright. I just want to get more on like specifically what the topic is, like your cycle. Oh, okay, we also have self. Oh. And we have this guy. I think that's a 4 of Earth. So this is kind of saying, again, you need to like establish your own sense of stability. You are very loving people, but people are kind of throwing your energies and your cycle and all kinds of things out of whack. And with this mirror and look at your relationships and that kind of thing, I feel like people, you have been the victim of a lot of, I don't like the word victim, but you know what I mean. You've been subject to a lot of illusions from other people, like, you know, people lying to you, people not being the person they seemed like. And oh, okay, you're very spacey and spiritual people, and I feel like you don't realize it that much. Like, you might be into spirituality. I mean, you probably are if you're watching this reading, but you don't really realize how much spirit is around you and how much intuition you have. Sorry about the itchy nose thing I'm doing. Yeah. I just feel like you're a little bit disappointed right now and down, and that's okay. Don't feel bad for that. Let me get some more for you guys. Desire. Yeah, okay, so again, like, I feel like this is just pertaining to, you're just very idealistic and loving people. You kind of get a bit caught up in relationships and things like that. And you need to take time for yourself more, most importantly. And again, back to this mirror thing, I feel like you also are empaths and you hold up the mirror for other people. So as in, like, you act like you kind of show people what they need to see, which is a very beautiful thing. It means you're reflecting them and you are one with them. Or, well, everyone's one with everyone, but you're, like, embodying that aspect of reality, like, you understand this truth. And yeah, I feel like with faith and the self, with this face card, she's holding this yellow flower and wearing a yellow dress. Yellow to me is the color of the solar plexus chakra. Not to me, it is the color of the solar plexus chakra, which is about self-love and your sense of self. This girl, this lady, she's got yellow all around her, and in the self card it literally says self, and she's got a yellow ball of energy. It's not on the solar plexus chakra, but it's still that similar energy. So I feel like there's a definite need for you guys to take more time for yourself. You're so loving towards other people, and I feel like you're feeling quite lucky in the sense that you are lucky to you're lucky to be safe now, if that makes sense. And I feel like it might take some time to get over this sorrow you feel. I might be like off with this, but I'm getting it really strongly. It's kind of intense. But yes, have faith. But I just noticed something really cool. She's on this have faith card. I never really noticed, but this is, so it looks like she's on a rock, but she's actually on this tortoise, and tortoises are very slow. It might take a while for things to come around, but have faith no matter how slow. It takes a lot of resilience and, like, discipline to kind of keep holding that yellow flower and that piece of hope despite how slow things seem to be moving. And, okay, I'm seeing the number 5, and 5 pertains to talent, so you guys are very talented. Knows that. And I feel like something that can help you to get out of this sadness is to focus on your own abundance, if that makes sense. Like, focus on your career, not necessarily career, but focus on, like, your passions, like what you want to do to, like, raise your vibration and hone in on that inner light of yours. So most importantly, you can connect with yourself and be less affected by other people, because you're such a beautiful energy. You don't need to be bogged down by people being ash hats. Okay, so that was you guys' reading. I'm sorry you guys' was a bit more heavy. I feel bad because when I have heavy readings I get a bit thrown off by the heaviness and I just don't read as well. But I hope you guys still got the message. Basically, there is hope, have faith, And it is okay for you to be sad. You were duped by some people. That's like, you know, completely fine to be sad. Even grumpy or grouchy. Don't stay in that energy for too long, but you know what I mean. Alright. Okay, this is group 8. So, the lucky number, beauty. And with beauty, there's literally the moon cycles here. Healing. Oh wow, this is a very cool group. And ritual. Wow. Okay, these are all my favorite cards actually. Whoa. Okay, so the beauty card is kind of saying, so beautiful people, yes, yes. And also inner beauty. And I've spoken about this before, like in another reading. But to me, this beauty card always makes me feel like it's telling us that beauty is about what you, like, the beautiful things you do, the beautiful abilities and talents and energies you bring to the world, and that's what fuels beauty rather than physical beauty, because she's physically beautiful in this card, but it's like, we wouldn't, like, looks beautiful because she has a pleasant look on her face, and she's playing this harp, and she's wearing a beautiful dress, and she's really made herself to be a beautiful person, you know what I mean? Like, if she was just chilling doing nothing, we'd probably still think she's cool, but we probably wouldn't look at her like she's beautiful, because beauty is an art, you know? And it comes in those little beautiful things that we do. With healing, I feel like, so healers, of course you are. And, okay, yeah, I'm getting something. So with the beauty card, your cycle is very affected. I mean, your sense of like feeling like you are beautiful is very affected by your cycle. So you can feel like really icky about how you look someday, and another day you'll feel pretty good, and another day you'll feel meh. And I feel like that's very hard for you, and it really affects your self-esteem. And with healing and this heart chakra in the middle, she is very like empathetic, and you guys are very empathetic. And with beauty as well, I'm seeing that, because beauty alludes to a sort of gentleness in a person. Like something that's easy on the eyes, so to speak, but inner beauty is easy on the soul. It means you're kind to people. And that's how you are. You are both of those things. Now, with ritual, I feel like you guys are very... You're very intrigued by your own cycle, and I like that. I am too. And you really understand that that's a strong part of your reality. Like, I feel like you are aware that, yes, your cycle and the moon cycles is affecting your feelings and your moods a lot. And that's very cool. I also feel like with ritual that you have access to hidden knowledge, so like occult masters you may be. Let's get some more cards. Speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. I don't know why. Apparently that's a thing that happens when you're channeling. Okay, so speak the language of love. I feel like you guys talk yourself down. I already kind of said that, but it's alluding to that fact that you guys can talk yourself down sometimes, like, you know, feel like you're not pretty enough or that kind of thing. When you are... Oh, destiny. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm getting that you guys' destiny might be related to these things. It might actually be related to these feminine aspects of reality, like cycles, the moon, emotions, beauty, healing. I feel like you might have, a destiny in these things. So like you might be destined for healing itself, you might be destined for helping people in some way, or even like especially women. You might be destined for something related to beauty, just something along those lines that you're very talented at. And with Speak the Language of Love, you're good at talking about it, communicating it, so that's something cool. Okay, so I feel like you have a nice mix of like, okay, so you like to present, you care about how you look to the world quite a bit, but you're also like okay to be vulnerable and just naked. Like, it's not a vanity thing, you caring about how you appear to the world. You're also okay to be naked and free. It's just you find beauty in presenting yourself to the world in a nice way, if you get what I'm saying. Let me get one of these divine feminine cards. Oh, okay, that's what I like to see. Isis, the goddess of magic. Isis is my profile picture. I feel very connected to her, especially since my name is Aisha, which is like Isis, and names have strong spiritual meanings. Okay, so the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So, you guys are very in touch with your own sexual and creative energy, which we can see. Like, you guys have both of these cards that are both depicting the moon cycles. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Like, this reading is very you. So, and of course your number 8, which is like I explained at the start, the number specifically relating to cycles of all kinds. So you're very skillful people. I feel like you're very seductive as well, and that doesn't have to mean sexually seductive. It can mean like if you play music, for example, your music can seduce people and make them feel a certain way and draw them in. And it doesn't have to be sexually, it can just be that, like, the energy is very warm and yummy. You know what I mean? And you guys are very skilled at that, and it's something you naturally do. You're very heartfelt people and very sensitive and very just. I feel like you're down to earth as well. Like you. Might have been to a lot as well with the 8. You guys being the number 8. Because the 8th house in astrology is pertaining to, yes, cycles, but it's also relating to traumatic and intense events. It's relating to all of that hidden stuff, all of that really deep and like almost like underlying patterns that go on. So you can see how that's like cycles, like the way our cycles affect us is an underlying ever reoccurring pattern. But also it can relate to traumas, it can relate to all kinds of things, nature. It's a very cool house to me. I mean, of course, because my moon is there, so that's where I feel comfortable. That's me. So, yes, you guys have a very strong destiny pertaining to all of these things, and you're very much a goddess of your own sexual energy. You may feel down on yourself some days and like you don't really know yourself, you don't really know your energy, but you do. You know who you are. You know how to wield your energy. Sorry you guys, I'm filming off my laptop now because the camera died. Well, not died, it stopped recording because it already used too much memory. And I'm nearly done, so I don't want to go transfer everything again. So I'm not sure what the last part you heard was, but with Isis I was building on, you guys are very connected to your sexual energy, and you may feel like you don't know yourself sometimes. You may feel a little bit like you're a mystery to yourself. Well, no, not that. It's just more like you have low self-esteem sometimes, but know that you are very in touch with yourself and you know exactly how to wield your energy. Especially with ritual, healing, beauty. You're very, well-rounded and sensuous people, and you really understand the feminine aspect of reality. Now, with the Destiny card, I think when it stopped recording, I was touching on how the sky in this card is very dark and mysterious looking, and I feel like that's kind of alluding to how you guys, your destiny is kind of relating to the more dark and mysterious aspects of life. And yeah, as far as your cycle goes, I feel like, oh man, my nose is so itchy. I have an allergy to these. No, I don't have allergies. Must read channeling. Okay, where was I? With Destiny and Isis, goddess of magic, healing, ritual, beauty, speak the language of love. Okay, it feels like you guys are you're just very in touch with your feminine energy. And as far as your cycle goes, I feel like you need a lot of time, if that makes sense. Like, you need a lot of time and calm, and you also need people who will keep up with your very, sensuous energy. Like, you're constantly dancing, metaphorically, is what I'm getting. Like your energy is always in a state of dancing and flowering and being like very just everywhere. Not everywhere, not like it's messy, but like just you're very passionate and vivid. Yeah, vivid is a word. You're very vivid and colorful. You feel things very deeply. You contemplate deeply. You know, all kinds of those things. So you need people who understand that so you don't feel like you're alone and you don't get caught up in this, you know, feeling self doubt relating to your beauty. And God, these kids screaming. And yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys. I also want to get another one of these Divine Feminine cards for some reason. Ooh. Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. Okay, so I feel like that's something you guys kind of need to hear. Interesting. She has roses all around her, so I feel like roses might protect you from things. Like, this is really interesting because roses are known as, like, I mean, they're flowers, so flowers are associated with gentleness and things like that. But I guess it makes sense because roses are red, which is the color of. I felt like I was about to say a poem. Roses are red. Um, Roses being red, red is the color of the root chakra, which is the chakra of our primal defenses and protection and just our primal sense of, you know, humanness. So it kind of makes sense that roses could be protective. Oh, and silly me, of course, the thorns. The thorns can be protecting. So I feel like this is also saying you protect yourself with um in a beautiful way, like you are not someone to fight. Like so it's just like your beauty is what protects you in a sense. Your inner beauty as well. Like this strength about you and you have the ability to self-heal. And yeah, I'm getting a very just powerful like energy from you. Very cool. So you might have an eight God, I can't speak. You might have a strong 8th house placement as well, just like me. So yeah, that was you guys' reading. I'll just show you guys the cards. I wish I could do this for other people's, but it's like, it's a bit of a dilemma. It's between having a good camera or being able to show you the cards and like tilt the camera around and all that. Okay, so that was the end of this reading. Hang on, I'll just pack it away first so that I can focus. Yes. Okay, so that was the end of this reading. I really hope you enjoyed it and it might have given you more insight into your cycles and just your energies and what you might be dealing with, what kind of person you are, just anything that helped you. And I just want to apologize for how I don't look that great. I wasn't planning on looking that great. I thought it'd be fun to do it like in a bit more of a natural state because I always like get dressed up for this stuff. Not dressed up, but like I get kind of like, you know, I'll put my hair all nice and stuff. But I was like, you know, I want authenticity. What's the point in that? So yeah, and plus we're talking about a very authentic thing here, so I don't see why I should, you know, be a Barbie doll. So yeah, thank you for watching.